Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel, and in this video we will be discussing syllogisms for SBI PO and Clerk Prelims exam. Okay, right. So if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe to our channel, which is Time for Bank Exams, and do not forget to hit the bell icon for all the notifications for the videos we upload in our channel. Okay. Right, and then we have a note, questions marked with asterisk mark are models that appeared in various bank exams of recent years. Okay. Yes, this is a previously given, okay. We have a previously given bank exam question. This one, okay. Yes, now here he says, each of the following questions consists of 2 or 3 statements followed by 2 conclusions. Now, the format of syllogisms is statements and conclusions, and the best way to represent them is by using Venn diagrams. So, there are several representations using Venn diagrams. So, that is what we need to answer. And he says, consider the statements to be true even if they vary from commonly known facts, and find out which of the conclusions logically follows the given statements disregarding the commonly known facts, and choose the appropriate alternative from the given choices. Now, you have some common options given here. So, whenever we have common options in the exam also, be very careful before you mark the option, check and mark. Don't be in a hurry. Okay? So, please check and mark, especially when you have common options given, right? So, yes, we have these statements and conclusions. So, 2 statements and 2 conclusions. So, we need to draw a combined basic diagram. What is a basic diagram? Is a minimum overlap diagram. Okay. So, let us take that combined basic diagram using the statements. We have no Ravana is a Rama. So, when he says no, no means 0 overlap. So, for 0 overlap, this is how you take. So, this is the Ravana and this is Rama. 2 separate circles, but we also ask to give a specific indication like this between the 2 circles, a solid line with an into mark saying the boundaries of these 2 circles should never overlap, no overlap, because the word we have is no, Ravana is Rama. So, this indication tells you that what is the restriction that we need to keep in mind when we look into the conclusions. Okay. So, this is what we need to understand. And then what else? All humans are Ramas. Okay. All the humans should be inside Ramas. Okay. Let me slightly change this. So, this is Rama circle. All the humans are Ramas. So, this is going to be my combined basic diagram for this. No Ravana is a Rama. All humans are Ramas. Okay. Now, before we go into the conclusions, you need to understand what are the limitations of these circles. Can the Ravana circle overlap with the human circle? They can never, because if Ravana has to overlap with the human circle, it has to first cross the boundary of Rama. Now, imagine without this, if you look at just 2 separate circles, you may get it out, okay, they may overlap. So, that is why this indication is very, very important. That helps you analyze that there can never be any overlap between Ravana and the human circle. Understanding the point? So, now let us look into the conclusions that we have. So, first one says some humans being Ravana is a possibility. Is it possible to have human and Ravana overlap with each other? No. Because like I said, if Ravana has to overlap with human, it first has to overlap with the Rama circle, which is not allowed. Correct? So, conclusion 1 straight away you can say does not follow, because he says is a possibility. Had he given is not a possibility, then you would say it follows. Understanding the point here? Okay. So, only the combined basic diagram using the statements. Combined basic diagram means the common element whatever is there should have a single circle. That is the combined basic diagram. Only using the combined basic diagrams we need to identify our conclusions. You cannot keep drawing circle after circle for every conclusion. It is not the right approach. So, we need to have the clear visualization of all the different representations that are there. so that it is easy to understand. So, know the limitations. Now, this helps you identify what are the limitations when you have a no. So, this small indication helps a long way. Understood? So, he says is a possibility and we know it is not possible because human and Ravana can never overlap with each other. That is clear. Correct? Then, second one says no Ravana is human. Correct? Ravana is separate, human is separate. So, the second one is a negative conclusion which is a yes in the basic. Now, whenever a negative conclusion is yes in the basic, then and only then we will go to the alternate diagram and take a complementary pair. Now, what is a complementary pair? Complementary pair, in other words, is also called as opposite pair. Means for the given negative, we will take the opposite of it. And what is the opposite of no Ravana is a human? So, no means not even one element is common between the two. What is its opposite? How do I cancel that out? Some, because some has another meaning which is at least one. It has also many other meanings, many, most, several, at least, correct? So, at least one, if I have them as common, then no will not be happening. So, we try to prove the negative as wrong. Rather than proving the negative is true in all the other representations, we try to prove that it is wrong by taking its complementary pair. So, the complementary pair is some. Correct? Now, imagine, can I have some Ravana as human? That was what we tried in the earlier. Some humans are Ravana. Now, here we are trying the opposite of it, that is some Ravana are human. Is it possible to have an overlap between Ravana and human? No, it can't. So, that means the complementary pair fails. Now, because the complementary pair fails, the given negative continues to satisfy. So, it was satisfying in the basic, it is also satisfying in the alternate. Hence, you say conclusion 2 follows. So, only 2 follows is what we give as the answer. So, choice 2 is our answer. Understanding this? So, you only need to have your statements, the diagrams, and everything else has to be done orally. So, this also has to be done orally. So, for explanation, I am putting it on the board, but please do it orally. So, you need to be very thorough with all the representations, then only it becomes very easy to understand them. Got it? Okay. So, yeah, only 2 follows we have, choice 2. That is what we have now. See, only conclusion 2 follows, choice 2. Okay. Look at the next. We have some do's or don'ts. Okay. So, taking the combined basic diagram. So, some do's or don'ts. Correct. And then he says some don'ts are must. So, some don'ts are must, like this. So, this is how it is. Now, because there is no relation between do and must, they have to be 2 separate circles only in the basic diagram, because basic diagram by default, what is the definition? Minimum overlap diagram. When there is no relation between do and must, and if you are capable of putting them as 2 separate circles, that should be our priority as a basic diagram. Got it? Now, look into the conclusions. Now, in the conclusions, you have a some and a no. Correct? And here we have no do is a must. And here we have some must or do. Now, one thing you have to understand, when I say some must or do, can I also say that it is same as some do's or musts? Can I write it like this? Why? Because, see, when we talk about a sum, what is the actual meaning? At least one. Even if one element is common between do and must, then some do's or must satisfies. But if that one element is common between both do and must, the reverse is also true. Some do's or must is same as some must or do. So, whenever you have no and some, you just have to recognize whether the terms are the same. The order of the terms, you need not worry about it. It can interchange. No do is a must means nothing is common. It is same as no must is a do. Yes or no? This is same as no must is do. Because both are separate circles, nothing is common. Either you write no do is a must or no must is a do, they are same. In the same way, when we have some must or do, some is what? At least one is common, means minimum one element is common. If that one element is common in both, you write either way, both are same. So, whenever you have no and some, we just have to recognize whether the terms are the same. The order of the terms you need not have. So, that means we have complementary pairs given in our conclusions. We have complementary pairs given in our conclusions. Now, let us see how it goes. So, now we have conclusion 1, conclusion 2, where conclusion 2 is negative, conclusion 1 is positive. So, let us check them in the basic. Now, when they are opposite in nature, can they satisfy the same diagram? They can't, because they are opposite in nature. They cancel out each other. Because they cancel out each other, it cannot be satisfied in the same representation. So, if a negative satisfies your representation, then its complement, the positive, will never satisfy that representation. So, now if you check here, let us start with the negative. Negative is no do is a must, correct? Now, check, see, do is separate, must is separate, they are separate. So, negative is a yes in the basic. Then what is its complement? The complement is some do's are musts. Do I have do's and musts overlapping with each other in that same representation? No, you can't. So, that is a no. It never satisfies. Understanding the point? Now, because the negative is a yes, we are allowed to go to the alternate diagram and again take a complementary pair. Again take a complementary pair. Complementary pair is nothing but for no is some, which is nothing but my first conclusion. That is some musts are do. Now tell me, can I take a diagram separately, not here? Can I move the M circle? See, whichever circle you are moving, you should see if I am able to maintain my original relation. Now see what I will do. I am going to take the M circle and have a partial overlap like this. Do you see? I am making a dotted line like this. So basically I am moving the M circle like this. What is my original relation? My original relation is some don'ts are must. Is it not still satisfying? Yes. See here, some don'ts are must. That is still satisfying. Along with it, am I now satisfying my first conclusion, which is some musts are do? Yeah, see here, some musts are do. It is definitely being satisfied. So what is happening? The positive now is a yes in the alternate. That means its negative will not satisfy that, because now check no do is a must. Is it satisfying in that dotted circle? No, it is not. So basically in the alternate diagram, this is how you have to visualize and understand. So what is happening is the negative was a yes in the basic, but it failed in the alternate. But its complementary pair is yes in the alternate, but it was no in the basic. So these two, whenever it happens, we will always give our answer as either or. Either one or two follows. That is there in third option. So what is the prerequisite for either or? One is this is a necessary condition. This is a necessary condition. What's the necessary condition? We need complementary pairs in our conclusions. That alone is not sufficient. It is necessary, but what is sufficient? This is the sufficient condition. This is what we call as the sufficient condition. Means you need this, where you have a no becomes a yes and a yes becomes a no. A yes no, no yes combination should be available. So along with the necessary condition, you also need this sufficient condition. If both the conditions are satisfied, then and only then we will get either or. Understanding the point? So this is how you learn and remember it. Got it? Yeah. So only the basic diagram should be there, everything else has to be done orally. All the representations must be understood clearly. Okay? Then we have the next. Now we have three statements. Okay? Right. So let's take the combined basic diagram for them. What do we have here? all rockets are robots. Okay. So all the rockets are robots. Okay. Then some computers are rockets. Okay. Like this. Some computers are rockets, that is here. So clearly there is no relation between computers and robots. In the third one we do have, that says only a few computers are robots. Now this only a few, now this only few means some, a few, many, most, several, at least one, they all have the same meaning as some. So only few computers are robots. What does this tell you? This should tell you that some computers are not robots. That is the hidden meaning of this. Only some computers are robots means there should be some computers which are not robots. That means here, see, now these are only few computers that are inside robots. So there should be some computers which should never be inside robots. Like this, you have to make a shaded portion. Understanding the point? Like this. So this is the representation of only few. So there should be only few computers inside robots. Some computers, the shaded portion, some part of the computers should never go inside robots. It should always be outside robots. That's the understanding of only few. And this is how you remember only few. Okay. So that is how we get our combined basic diagram. Now let's look into the conclusions. Now in the conclusions, now check the first one. We have all rockets can never be. Now can never be will be identified as are not. Can be is identified as a possibility, but can never be should not be considered as a possibility because you have the word never. Okay, because you have the word never. Understanding the point here? Okay. So this is what you need to look into. So now we have all are not. See, one other thing you need to understand here is whether you have all or some. Okay, and you have can never be or you have can not be. It doesn't matter. It should be treated as some not. It should be treated as some not. Are you understanding the point here? Okay. So all can never be or all cannot be should be identified as some not. Understood the point? So this is some not. It's a negative conclusion. We need to understand this as a negative conclusion. When you have any quantifier before with a negative term, can never be, cannot be, whether you have all, whether you have some, it should always be treated as some not. So this is some not. Some rockets are not computers. It's a plain and simple negative conclusion. Now without this, without a quantifier, if he gives rockets can never be computers or rockets cannot be computers, without the beginning quantifier, you have it, then you have to treat it as no. That's how you have to remember it. Okay. So yeah, now this is plain and simple. Some rockets are not computers. Let's check this. Now the first one, that is negative in the basic diagram. Yeah, see, these are some of my rockets which are not inside computers. Correct? So the negative is a yes in the basic. So these are some of my, okay, these are some of my rockets that are not inside computers. That is what I want. Some rockets are not computers. So negative is a yes. So we take the alternate diagram and go for the complementary pair. And what's the complementary pair for some A's are not B's? It is all A's are B's, means all rockets are computers. Now you have to understand, can I take all the rockets inside computers? See, like this, I am just going to extend the boundary of the C circle like this. See here, I am simply going to extend okay, just a minute. Yeah. So I am just going to extend the boundary of the C circle like this. Do you imagine I am just pulling the boundary of the C circle. What is my original relation of the C circle? Some computers are rockets. Yes. See, you already have all rockets inside computers. So, some computers are rockets satisfies. And only a few computers are robots. Yes, still my shaded portion is outside of the robot circle. The original relation is maintained. That means the complementary pair is true. It satisfies your alternate diagram. That means the given negative will fail in the diagram. Any conclusion fails in any one representation can never be your answer. So, conclusion 1 fails. Understanding the point? So, do not go by the size of the circle. You simply have to understand if I can extend the boundary of the C circle like this. See, here these are the dotted lines I have. So, if I extend the boundary of the C circle like this, will I be able to satisfy my original relation? So, where all computers are there, you just have to check, are those relations still satisfied? They are still satisfied. Correct? So, conclusion 1 fails because it is negated. I am able to prove it wrong. Right. Now, look at the second one. All computers being rockets is a possibility. Now, tell me, what happens if I take all the computers inside rockets? Now, since rockets are already inside robots, if I take all the computers inside rockets, can I say that this shaded portion is also moving inside the robot circle? Am I allowed to do that? No. See, I will draw and show you. If I take all the computers inside rockets, okay, then all the rockets are already inside robots. This is a possibility diagram that I am trying to show you. Okay, but you have to visualize this. You cannot keep drawing everything. You have to visualize this. If I take the complete C inside rockets, can I say that this shaded portion is also going inside because rockets is completely inside robots? Am I allowed to do that? No, you are not. That is why this indication is very important. That indication tells you which up until which limitation I can move the circles. I cannot completely move the C circle inside like this. This is wrong. Because the complete C circle is inside the robots. I don't want that. I want only some computers are robots. Means there should be some computers that are not robots. Understanding the point? So, this is not possible. Means conclusion 2 also fails because he says is a possibility. It is not possible. So, you give it this as neither 1 nor 2. So, choice 4 is what we give as the answer for this. Are you understanding this? Okay? Right. Then we again have some statements. 3 statements are there. So, let us have a look into it. Draw the combined basic diagram for that. Now, what is it that we have? Some bad are good. Okay? So, we have some bad are good. That is like this. This is the region. Some bad are good. Then what do we have? No good is true. And then we have all true are bad. Okay. All the true should be inside bad. Right. So, this is bad. All the true should be inside bad. And we also have no good is true. See, that is the second one. No good is true. So, good and true should never overlap with each other. But all the true are inside bad. So, all the true is inside bad. So, this is going to be my combined basic diagram. Correct? Now, based on this, let us look into the conclusions. Now, look at this. In the first one, usually we get 2 elements, but here there are 3 elements. So, take element by element. He says some good that are bad are definitely not true. See, are itself means it is a definite word. After that, even if you put the word definitely, it is not going to change your meaning. So, it is are not true. You can read it like that. But before that, I need to know what is this. Some good that are bad. See, some good that are bad is basically is talking about this common region. Do you see? Some good that are bad. That means this region, he says are not true. Correct. They are not inside true. The common region is not inside true. So, what is happening here? The negative is satisfying the basic. The negative is a yes in the basic. So, I am allowed to go to the alternate diagram and take the complementary pair. Okay. And what is the complementary pair we have for this? This is all, because for some not you have all. Now, you have to check, can I take this all common region inside true? Okay. Now, what happens if I take all common region inside true? See, like this, if I am just drawing the dotted circle for true here. Okay. So, what is my original relation of true? Good and true should never overlap with each other. But what is happening if I take like that? It is overlapping with good. That is one problem. So, it is not possible. The other problem is, it is coming outside of the B circle, because my relation is all true or bad. Complete T circle should always be inside B circle. But if that is also ignored, T and G are overlapping here. They can't. That means the complementary pair fails. And hence the given negative continues to be a yes. So, we will say conclusion 1 follows as the answer, because I could not prove it wrong. Understanding the point here? Then second one, there is a possibility that all bad are true. Okay. He says there is a possibility that all bad are true. We know that all true are bad, but if I take all bad are true, so this is how you have to understand the possibility diagram. Okay. This is how you take all bad are true. You put an equal to sign. Because if you take all bad are true like this, then this particular statement, that is the third statement, you will not be able to satisfy here. All true or bad. So, that is why this, you have to keep in mind what are the relation, original relation that it has to be maintained, and draw it accordingly. So, this is how you draw all bad are true. Okay, I am able to draw that. But what is the original relation of, bad, true is no good is true. So, true, no good has to be true. If I try to maintain like this, then look at the first, some bad are good. Am I having some bad are good? No. But if I have some bad are good like this, then no good is true cannot be satisfied. If I satisfy first statement, second will be wrong. If I satisfy second statement, one will be wrong. So, ultimately, I am unable to satisfy the possibility. Got it? So, that is why we say conclusion 2 also fails, because he says there is a possibility, I have proved that it is not possible. So, my answer will be only 1 follows, that is option 1 is the answer. Got it? So, this is how you look into. So, we need to have very thorough knowledge of all the representations, then only it becomes very easy to understand like this. Got it? Yeah. Then there is one other, we have again 3 statements. Let us take the combined basic diagram for this. So, what he says, all actors are comedians. Okay. So, we have all the actors are comedians. Okay. Then only a few roles are comedians. Okay. So, only a few roles like this are comedians. So, there should be some roles which should never enter inside comedians. That is the understanding. Only a few roles are comedians. So, there should be some roles which are not comedians. Correct? And then all roles are actresses. Okay. So, all the roles are actresses. Okay. Right. Now, this is my combined basic diagram. Look at the conclusions. First one says some actresses are not actors. Check. Yeah, see, these are some of my actresses. Okay, these are some of my actresses that are not actors. So, what is happening? The first one, which is negative, is satisfying our basic. That means I am allowed to go to the alternate diagram and take the complementary pair. Correct? And what's the complementary pair for some actresses are not actors? All. Now, again imagine what happens if I take all the actresses inside actors. Okay, first I'll explain it orally. Okay, try and understand it. If I take all actors inside actress, sorry, all actresses inside actors, which other circle will go inside? The role also will go inside. If the role circle also goes inside, the shaded portion also goes inside. Am I allowed to do that? You can't, because of this only a few. Understanding this? So when the movement is happening, this indication helps you a lot in understanding it without drawing. So I can clearly say that the complementary pair fails. That means the given negative continues to be a yes. Conclusion 1 follows, you can say directly, because I could not prove it wrong. Correct? Because if I take all actresses inside actors, the complete R circle which is inside actress will also go inside. That means the shaded portion also goes inside the comedy. Not possible. Understanding this? So that's why you say complementary fails. So given negative follows. Got it? Now let's look at the second one that says all comedians being actress is a possibility. Okay. All the comedians being inside actresses. Now check here. If I take the complete C inside, it means that I am just trying to, extend the actress circle like this. Do you understand? I am picking all the comedians inside actors, means the boundary of the actors, I am just pulling it like that. Do you get it? So when I am pulling it like that, my original relation still is going to be maintained, because I still have the role circle. Some part of the role circle is not inside the comedy. I am not changing the comedy circle at all. So you need to know which is the circle. If I can move, it is easy for me to have a better clarity in answering this. All comedians being actresses. Is it possible? Yes, it is definitely possible. No problem with that. All the comedians inside actresses, because everything else is the same. Some roles are not inside comedians, still happens. All the other relations are maintained. So possibility is definitely valid, because he also says that it is a possibility and we have proved that it is possible. So we say both 1 and 2 follow. So it is the fifth option you will get. Understanding the point here? Okay. So this is how we do the deductions or syllogisms using Venn diagrams. Okay. Yeah. Right. So those were the questions you had in this topic. Okay. And please do subscribe and join our YouTube channel, which is Time for Bank Exams. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for all the notifications of the videos we upload in the channel. And then for all other exams, that is SSCCGLE, insurance, railway and other related exams also, you can find videos there. Then we do have other social media handles and the links are given here. This is for Telegram, this is for YouTube, this is for Instagram and this is for Facebook, and the links are given in the description below. Okay. And for classroom coaching, do contact your nearest time center, and for online courses, you can enroll at t4e.info/banksscconline. Right. So that brings us to the end of this topic as well as the video. Hope we all made some progress here watching this and learning from the video. Thank you for watching it. Have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.